You can still have class and money on a budget. Hi, I'm Gabby and you're through to another edition of The Fragrantician, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. You know what to do. And if you are an OG, welcome back. Right, okay, so today we are talking about 5 affordable fragrances. Yes, that's the key word, affordable and inexpensive, because you can still smell great and lovely without having to splash out on money. And to some, that might be music to some of your ears, especially to my husband. That's music to his ears. Yes, it is. So we're going to be talking about five, let's do it the right way, 5 affordable fragrances. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first fragrance we have is by Britney Spears, an oldie but a goodie, fantasy, but a new take on the fantasy, and this is intense fantasy, a new addition to my collection, and I've made a little bit of a dent in it here because it is absolutely lovely. Let's go through the notes. So it's sweet, it's fruity, it's woody, it's tropical, it's patchouli, fresh, little bit of white floral, powdery, we do like a little bit of powderiness, chocolatey, but yes, it's chocolatey, and a little bit earthy, but not too earthy. So I'm just going to spray it in the air. Now I do like the original fantasy, and you can get this easily for, well, the fantasy you can get easily for under £30, £25. This I did get at a bit of a steal. I got this, I'll put the links down below to where the fragrances came from. So this came from Superdrug here in the UK, and this was on a special deal of, like, I think it was about £22. So they do go on different deals there, which is really good, so have a look there. But the original fantasy, it has that real cupcake vibe. This still has a bit of a cupcake vibe. Let's just go through the notes, shall we? So it's a floral, fruity gourmand. So it's a little bit fruity in the top. So you've got kiwi, you've got lychee, and you've got pear. Then in the heart, this is where it's really sweet. You've got that white chocolate and cupcake. Still like that original fantasy. So it's still got that original fantasy DNA. Bit of jasmine to give a little bit of a white floral, but not too much. Then in the base you've got the woodsy notes, clean musk, it's that clean musk, and a hint of patchouli, but not too much. I would say this is predominantly gourmand. This is predominantly white chocolate, cupcake vibe, with a little bit of extra fruit of that lychee and pear to give it more of that fruitiness, more maybe of that intense feeling, but it's still along the same DNA as the original fantasy. So you can either go for this if you want a bit more fruitiness, or the original fantasy if you want a little bit more of a cupcake vibe. But this still has got that cupcake in here, and it's got okay longevity on my skin. I would say it's about 5 hours, and the projection, it stays with you for, well, it doesn't stay with you, but I would say it projects for about the first hour. Then after that it probably sits closer to the skin. So it's a nice everyday scent if you want to do that. And again, as a steal, when it goes on special offer, it's, you know, under £25 for these type of fragrances from Britney Spears. So there we go, so go check that out. So next one I'm going to talk about is a completely different fragrance to the previous 2. It is by an Arabian company, but it's so affordable, and it's none other than Shagaf Oud Swiss Arabian. Excuse the marks. There we go. All nice and clean. So this is meant to be a dupe or a clone or an inspiration of Lancôme Oud Bouquet, which is about 160 something pounds here in the UK, which is very expensive. This is under £30. I think it's about £25, this fragrance. So let's go through the notes or the accords. It's sweet. Again, another sweet fragrance. However, it's got that note of agar wood, which is that oud, that resin from those, from the bark of the tree. So it has a real woodiness to it. Vanilla, rose, warm, spicy. Now, it's saying lactonic, I don't get that. Nutty, yes. A little bit powdery, a little bit floral. So let's spray this in the air while we go through the notes. Right, now, this I will say, I'm only going to do one. Well, alright, I'll do two. This is a bomb of a fragrance. This is longevity for hours. Easily 10 to 12 hours on the skin, or until you wash off the next day. That's the type of fragrance it is. And it projects. For the first hour, you know, somebody standing next to you and they will smell you. And the sillage is easily 5-6 hours. Sillage. The trail on this is even longer. It's one of the strongest fragrances in my collection, if not probably in my top 5 fragrances, yes, for strength. I even find it's, on me, longer and projects more than Lancôme Oud Bouquet. However, I do love Lancôme Oud Bouquet as well. So it has saffron in the top, which gives it that little bit of sharpness. So when you do spray it, it is slightly sharp. But then you've got the agar wood, the rose, praline and vanilla. Now the predominant notes are the praline and the oud, that agar wood, that praline, that chocolate nuttiness. That's what it comes from. So it is sweet. I'm going to do another spray because we don't. Yeah. Some people may like it, some people may not. Now, if you are adverse to oud or agar wood or anything like that, then maybe steer clear of this. However, it is, I would say, actually slightly oud friendly. You know, if you've never ventured, maybe. I know there's a bit of a contradiction in terms, but I'm just saying, you know, fragrance is subjective, so you may well like this. You may well try it. I mean, a steal of under like £30. I mean, as a blind buy, you know, you're not throwing a lot. Well, you know, your hard-earned cash is your hard-earned cash, but compared to a blind buy of, say, over £100, no, this is so affordable, and it's 100 ml. As I say, that you don't really get much of the rose in there. It is that praline nuttiness, chocolateness, sweetness with the agar wood, which gives it that. And the vanilla, that, yes, you do smell the vanilla in this. Vanilla, agar wood and praline. So yes, Shagaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. It might be one you do want to go for if you want to try an oud fragrance, but you're a little bit scared to try an oud fragrance. Go for this. Easy. Fragrance, that last fragrance, I actually probably would say, actually, you would not be able to wear this in spring and summer. This is really reserved for the autumn and winter. Out of all of these fragrances, this one and the next one is for autumn and winter. The other 3 are all year round, but autumn and winter. So the next one I'm going to talk about now, it's for all you Gothic lovers or you dramatic people like myself. If you want to be dramatic and you want to make a statement, you certainly shall with this fragrance. And it is Club de Nuit Intense by Armaf. And I took the little key thing off. I just yanked that off because it was cumbersome and I did not like it at all. But this fragrance, now this is a 105 ml, so you get an extra 5 ml for your money, and I'm going to put the link down below. This is a fragrance not for the faint-hearted. So whereas the first 2 were nice and joyful, this is dark, deep, Gothic, quite mysterious. It's quite for a Oh, you can see my face in that. There we go. Looks so strange. It's quite a femme fatale fragrance, I would say this is. So, and it's strong. It's just as strong as the previous fragrance I talked about. So it's rose, but it's not a fresh green rose. It's a dark rose that is almost dying. That kind of rose. That's the effect this gives. It's a little bit fresh, spicy, warm, spicy. Now it is. I would say there's quite a spice. Patchouli, vanilla. You've got your oud in there, but it's a friendly oud. Again, this fragrance is friendly. I would say we like friendly ouds. Woody, floral, a little bit ambery and a little bit powdery as well. This fragrance. So I'm going to spray this once more. Let's go through the notes. So in the opening, it is sharp. You've got that saffron again, but you've got geranium in there, and I love geranium. This is a very unisex. All these fragrances could be worn by men or women, but this is particularly, you know, if you want a more of a masculine scent, this is quite masculine, I would say. Still slightly feminine, but it errs on that side of masculinity. It goes on that side of androgynous. Is that the word? Androgyny. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. But so you've got the geranium, which I love. It's that from that rose family, the geranium, because you can get rose geranium, and I love that scent of rose and geranium together, especially when I used to massage with essential oils with clients. You've got nutmeg, you've got pepper, violet and caraway. Now I don't smell the violet, but I pick up on the nutmeg and a bit of that black pepper. And then, as it dries down, you've got patchouli, vanilla, amber, and the oud. But I would say it's the patchouli that's more predominant in this fragrance. So you do have to like patchouli in this scent. Lasts for hours on the skin. Projects like a monster, this fragrance. And it's deep, it's dark. It's a fragrance you would wear to be noticed. And you will be noticed, believe you me. So that's a Club de Nuit Intense by Armaf. The last scent I'm going to talk about is for all you floral lovers out there, because the first two were very sweet. The last two were quite a bit more deeper and a bit more dense, a bit more thick. This is an oldie but a goodie, and this is Avon Rare Pearls. I first smelt this on a co-worker, so let's just to me, when I first spray it, it's like being on a fluffy cloud. A little bit. That's how. Let's go through the accords. So it's floral, woody, a little bit of honey in there, but not too much. Sweet, warm, spicy, fresh. It's got a bit of freshness there, bit of fruitiness, bit of powderiness, slightly balsamic with those citrus notes. So let's just spray this again while I just go through the notes. So this in the top, in the opening, just looking at my notes here. So you've got white honey, pepper, rosewood and plum. Now, I detect the honey, but it's mixed really well with the plum. I love the plum. In the heart, you've got that gem of a note, magnolia. I love magnolia. I'm getting to know magnolia note quite a lot in fragrance, and you can pick this up. That magnolia note is that angelic of a white floral singing there at the forefront. And then as it dries down, you've got beautiful sandalwood, clean musk, and just a hint of patchouli. But the star is magnolia mixed with a little bit of honey, which gives it a little bit of sweetness, but it's slightly balsamic as well. And I would say it's slightly fruity from the plum. Plum, magnolia, honey, sandalwood. What more could you ask for? It smells a little bit similar to Pure Poison by Dior. Not exactly, but I probably would say about 75% similar to Pure Poison by Dior. It's an everyday fragrance, very inoffensive, very clean, a little bit soapy, but not soapy at all, because I don't like soapy scents. I absolutely do not like soapy scents. So if you don't like soapy scents, you may well like this. Or if you do like soapy scents, you may well like this. You know, it doesn't matter, but just a hint of cleanliness, but it doesn't smell like, you know, cleaner that you would spray in the air. You know, it's not that kind of scent, or toilet cleaner. Nothing like that whatsoever. The magnolia is the star in this. Beautiful. For work, for evening dress up, dress down. Moderate longevity and moderate sillage, so it's completely inoffensive. Avon, rare pearls, rare find. So those were those 5 affordable fragrances, all under £40 here in the UK. I don't know what that is in dollars, as I'm here in the UK, but if you search on the internet, you can easily probably find them readily available. I'll put the links down here for us here in the UK, so you can find them. So yes, so those were those 5 affordable scents. What are yours? Tell me down below. Make a comment. Don't forget to like this video, give a big thumbs up and share the love. But until next time, don't just dab it on, we slap it on. Ciao for now. Ciao for now.